Particles! The word particles mean lots of different things, but it's always parts of stuff, small little bits, particles. There's particles of dust when you take your jumper off. It's made from your skin cells. Particles just means parts of stuff. Now, one of the particles that people talk about are atoms. Atoms, ancient Greek word. It means something that can't be split up. Nowadays, we know that they're all like spheres. There are 92 different natural types of atoms. If you have all of one lump is all one type of atom, then you have an element. Just one type of atom, you've got an element. There are 20 or so man-made atoms which we make in CERN and other particle accelerators. Atoms, tiny little spheres. Molecules are also called particles. Atoms are called particles. Molecules are called particles. Molecules are two or more atoms joined together. Hey, I've just done H2O. That's water. That's a molecule because it's got different types of atoms linked together. Whereas H2 would just be a molecule of two atoms. That's still an element, and that's a compound. But they're both parts. This oxygen and two hydrogens looks a bit like a Mickey Mouse upside down. That is a very, very small particle, a molecule, because it's got two or more atoms involved. This is also a molecule. An atom on its own would just be one hydrogen. They don't last for more than a second. But better is just saying an atom of helium, because atoms of helium wander around on their own. Quite happy just on their own. Very few atoms like wandering around on their own. There's helium, neon, krypton, argon, and another one. I can't remember. Anyway, molecules. Another particle is an electron. Electron, tiny little bit. We were taught 200 years ago about atoms not being able to be split. Then we split the atom. And one of the first bits that came off when we split the atom was electrons. Electrons make electricity. That's why the word is similar. Electrons is the movement. Electricity is the movement of electrons through wires around your house, making things, power them up. Electrons, little e, they're negatively charged, so we often write them like this. Electrons whiz around atoms, so a hydrogen has got a little e whizzing around the outside and the inside of the hydrogen. The very small particle on the middle of the hydrogen is a proton. Protons are positive. P for proton, P for positive. Protons, P. Protons, little p, P. Protons spend most of their time in the middle of atoms. Every atom has got some protons, one in the case of hydrogen, 2 protons for helium, 3 protons for lithium. How many protons you've got tells you what kind of what kind of atom you are, what kind of element you make is shown by counting the protons. If you've got a billion atoms together, all with 3 protons, then you've got the element lithium. Because lithium atoms have 3 protons in each one. Protons. Next one is neutrons. Also spend their time in the middle of atoms. Neutrons are really important because protons are positively charged. And you need to have something in there to hold them apart. So we have neutrons as well. That's not such a great drawing. I'll do protons like that as a plus. Neutrons holding apart the protons. That's the center of a helium atom. If I put 2 electrons in, it's a helium atom with 2 protons, 2 neutrons. That's what most protons have. Some protons have less neutrons, some protons have more neutrons, but all of the heliums, some heliums have less neutrons, some heliums have more neutrons, but all heliums have 2 protons. That's what makes it a helium. The electrons can go whizzing off and come back. They're on the outside. They're much smaller than the protons and the neutrons. The neutrons are there to hold the protons apart. Photons! Tiny little particles of light. We use the letter lambda. It's a sort of an L shape. Lambda is one of the Greek letters, and we use that, or we draw like this, to show that photons are wavy, lighty particles of light. Particles means lumps of stuff. Photons can be particles sometimes, sometimes they act as particles. Alpha particles, oh look, there's helium. Alpha particle is a helium nucleus that's going whizzing along at 10% the speed of light. Well, maybe 9%, maybe 8%, maybe 7%, but 10% maximum, whizzing along at nearly the speed of light, busting up other atoms and molecules, knocking electrons off things, changing chemicals, giving people cancer. That's what an alpha particle is. Very nasty, comes out of radioactive ores and stuff. Radioactive material gives out alpha or beta. Beta is a very fast moving electron. An electron moving up to 99%. This is 10% the speed of light. C is the speed of light. This can go 99% the speed of light. But even much faster. But it's tiny compared with protons and the neutrons. So therefore, actually, it doesn't do as much damage. But it does knock electrons off of molecules and atoms, changing chemicals, giving you cancer, changing your chemical of your DNA. When it hits a DNA, or DNA, when they hit DNA, they can change the DNA and give you cancer, making your cells grow mad and giving you cancer. They grow. Gamma is like this. Lambda, look, look. It's a photon, not of light, but a more dangerous photon of gamma. There are lots of different photons. There's infrared, there's ultraviolet, there's microwaves, which are safe. Gamma rays and X-rays are the dangerous ones, and cosmic rays and high ultraviolet. That's why you wear sunscreen. So gamma rays, they go at the speed of light. All waves, light waves, electromagnetic waves, all photons, this is a photon of gamma, all photons go at the speed of light. I suppose this isn't actually a particle, this is a wave. But it comes in with alpha and beta. So I wrote gamma as well. And there's your particles. Good. My name's Gary Stevens. I'm at the Australian International School and West Island School and Discovery Bay. It depends on how. I work for the schools part-time, covering lessons. I used to be full-time, but it was too hard work doing that and also being a home tutor. I come to people's home and help them with their GCSEs, their IBs, their HSCs if they're Australian, and all the other types of maths and science. I do American and Canadian as well. If your mum wants me to help you, give me a ring, 980-68342. That's me. Please press like, please press subscribe, get more of my videos. Bye!